Straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hi, welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Now, it's a good mix that we are bringing to you here today. But I have to ask you first, do you believe in superstitions? Well, if you do, then stick around for this one. If you don't, then most definitely hang around, because we are going to find out if that's the prime reason for one of the most celebrated German football clubs going through one of the worst phases. And then we travel east to South Korea. What if I told you a certain law could have made star players like Park Ji-sung and Song Heung-min not happen on the global stage? Now, there are many reasons why a career doesn't take off. It could be injuries, bad luck, bad timing, or just the lack of expertise to make it to the next level. But what about following the law of joining the army? And we also get you a preview of the biggest sporting event after the Indian Premier League. The Women's Premier League is here, and we get you an expert opinions on the impact players, the teams to beat, and much more. All of that lined up for you today. But first, a look at all the headlines from Sports 360. We'll start with top news from the world of cricket. The Indian Premier League, or the IPL, schedule for the first 17 days has been announced. Defending champions Chennai Super Kings, led by MS Dhoni, will take on Royal Challengers Bengaluru in the opener on 22nd March in Chennai. And it's going to be quite an exciting opener that. 21 matches will be played during this duration. The 2024 edition will be played in two phases. That's owing to the general elections in India. Over in football, and Champions League, FC Porto beat Arsenal 1-0 in a shock loss in the first leg of the round of 16 yesterday. Galeno scored for the Portuguese club only in the 94th minute. The two sides will clash on the 13th of March in the second leg in London. The German Football League, or the GFL, stopped the process of finding a foreign investor for broadcasting stakes amid severe backlash from fans who said no to any foreign hand coming in. In December 2023, Germany's first and second division football clubs voted to bring in a financial investor for a stake in the league's broadcasting arm. The deal was expected to be around 900 to 1,100 million US dollars. News of cricket on the field. Australia beat New Zealand by 6 wickets in a T20 match yesterday. Rachin Ravindra and Devon Conway scored half centuries for New Zealand. It was a tight finish, with Australia chasing down the target of 216 on the last delivery. Captain Mitchell Marsh scored an unbeaten 72. Australia now lead the three-match T20 series 1-0. Over in Formula One, Red Bull driver Max Verstappen stays on top during pre-season testing at the Bahrain International Circuit. Verstappen was comfortably faster than the quickest lap of the opening day. He got down to a time of 1 minute 32.54 seconds in the day, and the quickest at 1 minute 31.34 seconds under the evening floodlights. And rounding it off with golf, Charlie Woods, who's the son of pro-American golfer Tiger Woods, is all set to make his big splash. Charlie Woods will compete in a pre-qualifying event in an attempt to secure a place in the PGA Tour's Cognizant Classic. Out of the approximately 100 golfers competing, only 4 will advance to the Classic. The PGA tournament will be played next week in US state of Florida. Now, everyone was wondering how this new venture would take off. Would it match up to all the hype? Will it be as exciting as the Indian Premier League? Will it draw the crowds? Will it create enough buzz with the fans? Now, it ticked all the right boxes, and that's why when Women's Premier League is upon us, everyone is gearing up for yet another super season that's bigger and better. And that's not just because of Indian megastar Shah Rukh Khan doing the opening act. The action promises to be just as pulsating, and with many more top faces coming in. There's enough to look forward to. We, of course, caught up with one of the commentators at the WPL who sets this up for us, former cricketer Reema Malhotra, who will be part of the Jio Sports 18 broadcast team. So let's dive right in and give you the precursor to all that you need to know about the WPL when it starts. There are 5 teams we know of: Delhi, Mumbai, UP, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat and Bengaluru. 3 of those franchises co-own the same IPL team, like Delhi, Mumbai and Bengaluru. And there are enough similarities in these teams. For example, Mumbai picks the Indian team captain Harmanpreet And then, of course, it was Rohit Sharma till last year for the Mumbai Indians male team. Both the telly sides have an Aussie at the helm. If it's Meg Lanning for the women's team, it is Ricky Ponting as coach for the men's. And the face of Bengaluru teams are two batting superstars in the Indian ranks. Last year, Mumbai Indians outplayed Delhi Capitals in the final, and they have been the teams to beat. Rima Malhotra certainly believes so. Let's listen in.
100%, because they have number of match winners in their team and number of all-rounders. The team which have number of all-rounders, now definitely they have the edge, because then we can see the depth in the batting as well in the bowling. So वहां पे resources बढ़ते हैं कैप्टन के, और जब कैप्टन का headache थोड़ा कम होता है ना, options ज्यादा होती हैं और players के पास फॉर्म है. मुंबई इंडियंस के अगर आप बैटिंग लाइनअप देखोगे 8th 9th नंबर तक बैटिंग है. बॉलिंग ऑप्शन देखोगे तो वो आपको नजर आती, चाहे वो स्पिन डिपार्टमेंट हो चाहे वो पेस डिपार्टमेंट हो, तो ऑलराउंडर्स दोनों के पास है. तो मुझे लगता है जिस टीम के पास ऑलराउंडर्स ज्यादा हैं तो वहां पे आपको बैटल अच्छा देखने को मिलता है.
Now let's get down to the key impact players. Every side has some exciting talent and some new buys too, like Delhi's gotten Annabelle Sutherland and Mumbai Indians the famed Shabnam Ismail. The one person who is in my radar, of course, is Chamari Athapattu. Recently, in an interview, she revealed how she took a printout of the unsold reports and stuck that up to motivate her to get there. And she made it count. The Sri Lankan captain has had a great year at the helm, where they recorded a historic win over England last year and also came out stronger in the Big Bash League T20 League. But let's also hear from our experts who her picks are for this one.
I'll start with Meg Lanning, who knows how to win big matches, who knows how to win the tournament, actually. Yeah, see, last year MI win the tournament, but बहुत क्लोज रहा था दिल्ली कैपिटल्स का, एंड ऑरेंज कैप लेके गए, ट्रॉफी लेके नहीं गए तो कुछ ना कुछ लेके जाना जानते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली आप उनको पिक्चर से दूर नहीं कर सकते. तो Meg Lanning will be my first pick, and then Chamari Athapattu, who came as a replacement but knows how to do brilliant in the big stage, like she always does. I mean, BBL में as a replacement गई थी, player of the tournament बन के आई. So बहुत जब ज्यादा आप रिजेक्शन फेस करते ना, तो वहां पे एक हंगर और आपका निकल के आता है. आई मीन एवरी क्रिकेटर हैज अ हंगर टू परफॉर्म वेल, बट डेफिनेटली जो कहते हैं ना, दूध का जला छाछ में फूक फूक के पीता है. तो उनको पता है कि रिजेक्शन क्या चीज है, उनको पता है कि ड्रॉप होना क्या चीज है, और उनको पता है कि कैसे वो कहते हैं ना, हिट द नेल. तो चमारी अट्टापट्टू एक वो नाम है जिसपे आप निगाहें रखिएगा, स्पेशली जब वो इंडिया में परफॉर्म करेंगे. वो कंडीशंस उनको सूट करेंगे, क्योंकि वो श्रीलंका से आती हैं, श्रीलंका की कैप्टन है और इन परिस्थितियों से वो बहुत अच्छे से वाकिफ है. तो चमारी अट्टापट्टू एक नाम है. तीसरा लिचफील्ड. आई थिंक शी इज अ गुड बाय फॉर जीजी, क्योंकि जिस तरह की फॉर्म में वो आ रही हैं, और बहुत कम आपको वुमेन्स क्रिकेट में ना 360 डिग्री प्लेयर नजर आते हैं, एंड लिचफील्ड इज वन ऑफ देम. तो डेफिनेटली आप उन पे निगाहें रखिएगा. सोफी क्रिस्टन, आई मीन नंबर 1 बॉलर. वो क्यों है, वो हर बार आपको याद दिलाती है कि वो अपने साथ कंसिस्टेंसी लेके आती हैं, क्योंकि कुछ टाइम बाद ना आप प्रेडिक्टेबल हो जाते हैं कि यार आप ऐसे गेंदबाजी करते हैं, आप ऐसे बैटिंग करते हैं, बट हमेशा एक कदम वो बैटर से आगे सोचती हैं और हर कंडीशंस पे उनको गेंदबाजी करना आता है. तो डेफिनेटली वो एक प्लेयर रहेगी. एक पांचवा और आखिरी पिक आपको देते हैं, ऐसा लिस्ट लंबी चलती रहेगी. सदरलैंड. सदरलैंड एक ऑलराउंडर है. आई डोंट नो व्हाई जीजी ने उनको छोड़ा था, बट किसी का लॉस बनता है, किसी का प्रॉफिट. तो वो डेफिनेटली दिल्ली कैपिटल्स के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा बाय रहा है, और एक ऐसी ऑलराउंडर जिनके पास बॉलिंग में भी 4 ओवर डालने की कैपेबिलिटी है, और बैटिंग में भी जिनके पास न केवल वो गेम चला सकती है, बट एंड में बड़ी हिट्स भी मार सकती है. और जिस फॉर्म में वो आ रही है, आई मीन टेस्ट मैच में 200 करके आ रही है. वो 200 चाहे टेस्ट मैच में हो, वो 200 कॉन्फिडेंस उनको T20 में देगा. तो ये मेरे 5 पिक्स रहेंगे ओवरसीज के.
On to the top Indian players. There are many who have been at the top of their game and even so are just big draws at the tournament from their teams. Even though Bengaluru had a disappointing outing in their first season, Smriti Mandhana would be top attraction over there at the WPL. Players like Harmanpreet Kaur, Deepti Sharma, who has had a historic and a wonderful 2023. Shafali Verma, Jamima Rodriguez, exciting youngsters like Richa Ghosh, who is my personal favorite. There are just so many monstrous talents out there, but who does our expert pick as her top Indian players to watch out for?
अगर मुंबई इंडियंस की बात करते हैं तो आप हरमनप्रीत कौर को आप दूर रख नहीं सकते, क्योंकि लास्ट ईयर उनकी फॉर्म, उनका एक्सपीरियंस, इंडियन कैप्टन है, मुंबई इंडियंस को जिस तरह से उन्होंने लीड किया और जो कल्चर उन्होंने डेवलप किया था. तो डेफिनेटली मेरा जो मुंबई इंडियंस के लिए पिक रहेगा वो रहेगा हरमनप्रीत कौर. दिल्ली कैपिटल्स के लिए मैं जाना चाहूंगी एक्चुअली इस बार शेफाली वर्मा से। देखिए मैं जेमिमा रॉड्रिक से पिक कर सकती थी और कहीं न कहीं एक नई खिलाड़ी है इनके पास अश्विनी कुमारी उनको भी पिक कर सकती थी क्योंकि वो उनका डोमेस्टिक भी अच्छा रहा है। बट मैं जाना चाहूँगी शेफाली वर्मा से क्योंकि शेफाली से अभी हाल ही में मेरी इंटरेक्शन हुई थी तो उन्होंने कहा था कि उन्होंने बहुत कुछ मैगलानिंग से सीखा है। जो कुछ झलक हमें ना इस बार नज़र भी आया जिस तरह का उनका डोमेस्टिक रहा है और सारे उन्होंने मैचेस खेले हैं, मिस कोई नहीं किया। चाहे वो अंडर 23 हो, चाहे वो इंटर ज़ोनल्स हो, चाहे वो डोमेस्टिक हरियाणा के लिए हो और जो लास्ट ईयर की परफॉर्मेंस मिला-जुला के मैं और कंसिस्टेंट शेफाली वर्मा देखना चाहूँगी और मैच्योर शेफाली वर्मा देखना चाहूँगी और मुझे लगता है शेफाली इस बार पीछे रहेगी नहीं। गुजरात जायंट्स, इंडियन प्लेयर, स्ट्रेट अवे हेमलता। आई मीन इस प्लेयर को मैं एडमायर करती हूँ क्योंकि मैंने इनको ना बोल के सिक्सेस मारते हुए देखा है और करंट सिचुएशन में रेलवेज के लिए परफॉर्म करते हुए देखा है। जब ऐसा लगा कि रेलवे हारने लगा है ना तब हेमलता आती है और वो छा जाती है। तो कहीं न कहीं इनसे मुझे बहुत उम्मीद है एंड आई होप जीजी इनको बेटर तरीके से यूज़ करे। जितनी नंबर ऑफ बॉल्स हेमलता खेलेगी ना उतना जीजी के लिए मिडल ऑर्डर में रन्स आएँगे। तो अब आते हैं हम आरसीबी की तरफ। सेकंड फेवरेट टीम है वैसे ये मेरी। अ, ऋचा घोष। ऋचा घोष at number 3
Fan of us.
will be definitely a blockbuster for you. अगर I mean अगर मेरी सुनते आरसीबी काश सुन ले। I mean डेफिनेटली फिनिशर का रोल वो अच्छा निभाती हैं बट ऐसा प्लेयर अगर आपको मैच बना के जिताएगा ना तो आपके परसेंटेज ऑफ सक्सेस बढ़ जाएगा। तो ऋचा घोष पे मेरी निगाहें रहेंगी कि वो उनका बल्ला बोलना चाहिए। यूपी वॉरियर्स। यूपी वॉरियर्स आई विश ये वृंदा दिनेश को खिलाएं क्योंकि वृंदा दिनेश का डोमेस्टिक मैंने काफी कवर किया और जिस तरह का वो टैलेंट है ना आई मीन टेक्निकली साउंड है और अगर अब आप वृंदा दिनेश को पिछले साल से अब में देखें क्या डिफरेंस आया। बड़ी शॉट्स खेलती हैं। एक मैच में उन्होंने सिर्फ 12 रन बनाए थे। एक कवर्स के ऊपर से छक्का मारा फर्स्ट, सेकंड छक्का मारा उन्होंने स्ट्रेट। आई मीन उसके बाद वो आउट हो गए लेकिन उन्होंने क्लास बता के गई थी कि जो क्लास शॉट्स उन्होंने खेले थे उसके बाद तो रेगुलर स्कोर भी किया 200 से ऊपर हर उनके टूर्नामेंट में रन है और एक में 300 से ऊपर रन है। कंसिस्टेंट परफॉर्मर है तो डेफिनेटली एक ऐसा बैटर जो टेक्निकली भी साउंड है और बड़ी शॉट्स भी खेल सकता है तो पैकेज ऑफ दैट।
Last season gave us more than we hoped for. There were close matches, great contributions, a hat-trick, and this year the familiarity and the intensity will produce even bigger moments. What a great opportunity, particularly for those who never get one in the national setup, to rub shoulders with the best, to pick up tricks of the trade, to get the world to notice their skill and their talent. In fact, you don't want to miss this. JioCinema and Sports 18 Network is bringing you live action, analysis and some of the best cricketing moments at the Women's Premier League, and it's in many languages spoken across India: English, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu and Kannada. And it starts, of course, tomorrow. Germans and their football pedigree, it's been around for ages. The fact that the country has won 4 World Cups, that's just one less than Brazil. It tells you how invested the country is in football. But unlike Brazil, German football clubs have proved their merit at the international stage too. If not all the clubs, a particular one from the city of Munich currently has. Residing in the third largest city in Germany, a club seeking domestic and European accolades. A club preserving the football traditions is Bayern Munich. It's not just a football club, but an emotion to millions of its fans. And the thought of facing them sends chills down the backs of certain teams. You only have to ask FC Barcelona. Bayern Munich is the same club that hammered Barcelona 7-0 on aggregate in the 2013 Champions League semi-final, and 2-1 in just one leg during their Champions League fixture in 2020. We're of course not talking of the depleted Barcelona side of today, but the one that had Lionel Messi in it. I agree, Messi is not a defender who will stop Bayern from scoring goals, but again, a squad that has Lionel Messi in it, conceding so many goals, tells you how good the opposition was. But why are we giving you Bayern Munich's backstory here? There's a reason, and I'll get there rather quickly, but for me to dive into that, I'll have to tell you how dominant a side Bayern Munich has been. 33 league titles, 6 Champions League titles, 20 DFB Pokal and 10 DFL Super Cup. They last lost the league title way back in the 2011-2012 season. They have been Bundesliga champions for the past 11 years. This is what Bayern Munich stands for. Well, at least till 2023, but their current form isn't reflecting any of the pedigree that we have set up for you. Bayern Munich is now dealing with a crisis. After 3 consecutive defeats, this has not only jeopardized their Bundesliga title hunt, but also their Champions League fortunes. The latest in this series of setbacks was a 2-3 defeat to Bochum, a match that reflected the turmoil at Bayern Munich. Bayern are now 8 points behind the league leaders, Bayern Leverkusen. And in their last Champions League clash, they lost 1-0 to Lazio in a round of 16 first leg game. They're basically on the verge of a Champions League exit. That's unless they prove all of us wrong in the second leg. The giants of German football have stumbled, and this phase is definitely one of their worst. Why do I say so? The defeat at Bochum showed the deeper issues plaguing the squad, a squad at odds with itself. Reports of a heated exchange between Joshua Kimmich and assistant coach Zlot Loh have now surfaced, proving that in addition to their on-field issues, they are struggling with some off it too. And it isn't surprising, and maybe there's some truth there. Because history shows so, a slump in performance is almost always tied with some unrest in dressing rooms. And the latest addition? Bayern parting ways with manager Thomas Tuchel at the end of the season. So all is clearly not so well. Adding to the complexity is the team's inability to convert half chances into goals. And the person who finds himself at the center of this debate is England captain Harry Kane. Despite scoring 25 goals in just 22 appearances, Kane has found himself in a bit of a spot. All the chatter isn't about him not scoring goals, but just about his luck. And the aftermath of the loss has led to a few rather mean things being said about Kane. The phrase that's going around, the Harry Kane Curse. But what is the Harry Kane Curse? England and Tottenham's all-time record goal scorer Harry Kane joined Bayern Munich in search of trophies. Kane failed to win a single one throughout his 430 appearances for Tottenham. And when he joined Bayern Munich in 2023, it was assumed he will end his trophy drought finally. But to Kane's bad luck, Bayern have already let a couple of silverware pass by them in the 2023-24 season. In his debut season, Bayern lost the DFL Super Cup to RB Leipzig 3-0 in 2023. The DFB Pokal was also won by Leipzig, and as their Champions League and league title hopes are dented too. Fans are saying that it's the Harry Kane curse that's bringing Bayern Munich club down. In short, it's Kane's misfortunes that is keeping him and Bayern away from trophies. Or at least that's what the internet thinks. But we are here at Firstpost, believe in decoding every result and giving you the complete picture. So to be honest, all the tournament losses wasn't because of him, at least not because of him alone. And former Manchester United player Dimitar Berbatov reflected the same.
Harry Kane is still scoring goals, and I'm sure that keeps him happy. Nothing is over yet though. Bayern still have a chance to fight for the trophy. It'll be difficult, but the chances are still there. Harry Kane curse? That sounds stupid and it's disrespectful. Sometimes football and life works like that. At the end of the day, when he retires from football, he's going to win some trophies for sure. When he's scoring so many goals, but the team is still not good enough, then the striker is doing his job.
Rightly summed up, football and life in general is cruel, especially with everyone coming in to have a say and certainly some things stick. Unfortunately, I personally feel there shouldn't be any scope for superstitions in football, and maybe I'm a minority here. And quite frankly, the Harry Kane curse talks should be put to the side. Bayern's issues are much more deep-rooted than that. It's their inability to convert the chances and defensively leaking too many goals. And the divide in the team isn't really helping them either. In these trying times, the true test for Bayern Munich will be their capacity to unite and try to move forward. The road to recovery will demand not just tactical adjustments, but a fresh perspective, one that isn't marred by chatter outside the field, and live up to the Bayern Munich legacy, a club that doesn't give up so easily. Now, the tennis racket is replaced by a rifle. Helmet is the headgear instead of a cap, and an athletic attire diminishes in the army uniform of South Korea. And the dream of making waves at Grand Slams is sadly kept aside by this mandatory rule. That is the story of Hong Song-chan, an international tennis player from South Korea. The athlete who aspired to play in the Olympics, compete in Grand Slams, will be taking a break from the international tennis circuit at the end of this season. Not for studies or health reasons, but to serve an alternate career in military. That is unless he does something incredible this year. Song-chan, who is a former junior slam runner-up, will take up army duties as part of Korea's mandatory rule after the end of this year. One way to view this, of course, is about the survival of the fittest. You are given a time frame to prove your mettle at the biggest stage, even after coming back. But on the other hand, is a stern test for some who probably need just a little more of constant time in to make it big in what they love doing the most. Take a look.
Every tennis athlete aspires to compete at the biggest stage, a Grand Slam. Same was the case for this one, but fate has other plans. South Korea's Hueng Chan, who aspired for a career in tennis, is headed for an alternate direction. Leaving the racket and tennis attire behind, Seong Chan will don the army uniform for South Korea. The 26-year-old will be forced to take a break from international tennis at the end of this season. But why is an athlete taking up a role in the army? Well, according to South Korea's law, men aged between 18 and 28 who don't have any physical disabilities must serve in the army for a period of 18 to 21 months. And when it comes to sports persons, only those who win an Olympic medal or an Asian Games gold are exempted. Seong Chan fell short by the barest of margins. During the 2022 Hangzhou Asiad, Seong Chan won 2 bronze medals in singles and doubles competitions. A gold would have helped him continue playing tennis, just like their star footballer and captain of the national side, Son Heung-min. He was exempted from army duties after the team won gold at the 2018 Asiad.
I have to go to army this year for 1.5 years. This year will be my last year. Since I cannot travel 1.5 years, I cannot compete with other players in the world. I can play 1 hour. Actually, they have a tennis team in the army in Korea and I can play tennis on the national circuit. I cannot go abroad to play.
And it's a pity this is coming now, when Chan is making rapid strides in the challenger events. Recently, he reached the final of the ATP event in Bengaluru, which will boost his world ranking to 210. And with a December deadline hanging over his head, Chan has a special wish before he heads to the army.
My immediate goal is to play the Roland Garros qualifying. I also want to play the main draw in the Grand Slams this year. That's my main goal, as I have to go to the army at the end of the year.
And he has the experience to achieve this dream. He has excelled in the Junior Grand Slam and he's been a constant fixture in the qualifying rounds of the Grand Slams, but is just waiting for that big break. At 26, Chan faces a daunting task ahead of him. After his army stint, he will be close to 28 or 29 when he returns to the circuit. And then the biggest hurdle will be just how he bounces back, and in the same intensity that he left in. But is Chan the only athlete who's been forced to give up his career temporarily because of this law? Seong Chan is but only the latest example of the struggles that athletes in South Korea face. While the marquee names usually get exempted, it's mid-level athletes like Chan who continue to suffer. In the past, South Korea's defense ministry exempted the 2002 FIFA World Cup squad for their heroics. That included Manchester United star Park Ji-sung. Imagine a young Ji-sung not playing for United. That would have been a big loss. The balance between national duty and personal career aspirations is a tightrope walk for many South Korean male athletes. The mandatory military service has seen many promising young sportspersons fall on the wayside, and never managing to come back with the same vigour as before. But we ask, should that always be the case?
We're almost at the end of the show, but still some time left for last serve. Yesterday you saw the Royals trying out there and at some winter sports in freezing Canada. Today we bring you some sun at the surfing event from a beach in beautiful Hawaii. That wraps it up here today on Firstpost. I'll of course see you again tomorrow with some more exciting news from the world of sports. Till then, of course.
As the world feels the shock of wars, India stands as a beacon of strength. The Firstpost Defence Summit 2024 will showcase cutting-edge technologies, forging partnerships between industry, academia and research organizations. Witness the transformative story of India's defense sector. Firstpost Defense Summit 2024.